Look at this place. Visiting Madagascar makes me feel like an astronaut visiting a new planet. Everything is alien. Almost every animal and plant species here exists nowhere else. And the dwarf hippo may be the most unique of all. But this expedition feels different. The lush ecosystem teeming with life that greeted me last time is gone. The 6-month rainy season that starts in November never came, resulting in a severe drought, meaning limited water and food for the wildlife. Luckily, the animals of Madagascar are resilient, and the limited fresh water will help us pinpoint where a dwarf hippo could survive. But before I even set foot in the bush, I've decided to see if I can just buy my way into scientific proof. So I'm here in Antananarivo, Madagascar's capital city. A tourist market might seem like a weird place to start a search for a dwarf hippo, but the thing is, all the people here go out into the hills and they collect these amazing shells, these fossils, these pieces of bone. Fossil?
No.
Kilopilofetsi? Fossil?
Not possible.
No?
Hard to find.
Hard to find? No footage or pictures of the dwarf hippo exist. It was recorded in the mid-1800s by a French explorer, who unearthed nearly 50 hippo fossils from a dried-up swamp near the Mozambique Channel. The fossil data suggests they were alive 1,000 years ago, and repeatedly showed signs of being butchered. They were the only hippos to ever live in Madagascar. And while it's possible they were hunted into extinction, I believe there are areas of the island so remote they could be surviving. Just not here. I'm having no luck. So, it's time for some help. Courtney!
Hey!
Hey, you.
Hey. How
How's
was
it
your
going?
trip?
Ah, so good to see you.
Good to see you.
Nice to be back here.
This is Artur. He's a well-known paleontologist here in Madagascar.
Nice to meet you, Artur.
Let's go check it out. There's some really cool stuff in there.
The Malagasy Academy is Africa's oldest research institute, dedicated to the study of African culture and history. You might remember from last year we caught a moose on the trail camera. Ooh, hold on. Boom. This is a fusa.
Hey.
I'm so desperate to see one of these in person. Hunting and habitat loss have left less than 2,500 of these animals alive. Man, right now this is just #1 on my bucket list of animals to work with.
Good luck. That'd be incredible.
I know. Oh, wow, there it is.
That's great.
Oh, man. You know, you read papers and you look at photos and just nothing compares to seeing a specimen.
So this specimen here is Lamerlii. This is the oldest species of dwarf hippopotamus in Madagascar and the one that seems to have made it the longest.
Right. So unusual. The dwarf hippo only loosely resembles its African cousin. And while an African hippo stands 6 feet tall and can be as long as 16 feet, these dwarves were barely 2.5 feet tall and less than 6 feet long, smaller than some breeds of dog. Before seeing this, on all my reading, all my research, I pictured a hippopotamus, an animal I'm very familiar with from mainland Africa. I did not picture this animal. Their size is the result of insular dwarfism, which is when a species evolves to a smaller size to accommodate a smaller environment, like an island. The way that it's dwarfed, the way that the feet look, the way that the skull's shaped, the way that the tusks sit, this has now given me those visual clues. If we get out into the field and I see a track, I realize that there's going to be a belly drag based on the way he's sized. This is one of the coolest creatures I've seen, and
Gorgeous specimen.
to think that it's gone, it's just devastating.
Oh.
Maybe it's not. Next, Courtney's taking me to downtown Antananarivo to visit her friend Nero. He's a fellow biologist with a passion for the dwarf hippo, and he's been asking locals about it for nearly 30 years. You must have heard some stories. You must have had some interesting experiences.
Well, there was on the west coast, this man, he was cast out by the village, and he was living already in the forest, I don't know, 20 years or more. So my obvious question, what strange animals did you see? He described the animal, he described it like big head, you know, fat body. He said when he was, how you say?
Yep.
He turned around his tail. And I got like, even now, I got like goosebumps. The only animal in the world that does that?
Correct. It may sound gross, but the hippo is the only mammal on the planet that spins its tail to spread its feces, marking its territory. A behavior far too specific for someone to make up. What year was this?
This was in 1997.
97. This is central west coast of Madagascar.
Yeah.
While stories of the hippo have existed for years, Nero's is by far the most convincing I've heard. And now I have a location. We're headed to Kirindy, on the southwestern coast of Madagascar. Just a short flight, and we'll have to drive from here. Moving around an island as remote as Madagascar, where paved roads are as common as igloos, takes a lot of effort. But views like this make it all worth it. Wow, so these are the famous baobabs of Baobab Alley.
Yes.
They're chubby, right? It's the key to their survival. Baobabs can store up to 32,000 gallons of water in their trunks. It allows them to survive extended droughts, like now. But even these 100-foot-tall giants are no match for deforestation due to the agricultural needs of this growing community.
We see these great, big, beautiful trees along this road, but it's only because the rest of the forest has been cleared around it.
Right. This very place could have no more of these trees 10 years from now for that very same reason of habitat loss that the hippos went through. As we close in on Kirindy, the plan for tomorrow is to meet the villagers to get some local intel and see if we can track down any hippo stories like the ones Nero told us. We've just arrived in Kirindy, in southwestern Madagascar, in search of the allegedly extinct Malagasy dwarf hippo. Courtney has already located a villager who claims to have seen one. Hello. Salam.
Anarna Courtney, Anarnoka.
Manak.
His name is Manaka.
Manak? Forrest. In all of his years of living here, does he know anything about the hippo?
Atitani Razno.
Lamburan mokiziria andekri.
Afanaita. Yeah, he said that he knows the word through Lamburanu, which means like a water pig.
Lamburanu zau leanande haria andeki angde. Akure bugda anku.
Right as he comes around with the cattle, he was just expecting to walk past the water, and all of a sudden, out of the water pops this head, and then this great big mouth opens and it pops back down. And they were both equally startled to see each other.
His description matched a dwarf hippo, and what I find even more fascinating is that when he told the other villagers, it was such a common enough animal that all of the villagers said, yeah, we know what it is. There's not many left, but this is what it is. It's a hippopotamus, which is crazy because that changes our understanding, knowing that some 70 years ago, this man who has no reason to lie to us saw a dwarf hippo right here, meaning that they were around a lot later than the records show them being here. Misotra, my friend, thank you. Misotra, thank you. Courtney and I are going to go down and investigate the area where he had seen the hippo. He said it was once deep water, it's now shallow, but it's worth looking at it and understanding what the right habitat type was if you can visualize it some 70 years ago. That's crazy just to see the habitat destruction firsthand.
Yeah.
I mean, it supports what the old man was saying, that this used to be all wet. It's so dry with the drought, and things are getting cleared out. This must be the spot, though. Just knowing that there was actually a hippo right here 70 years ago,
Yeah.
I think it'd be crazy not to at least put up one camera and leave it here.
That would make me happy. And he saw it here, so it's the best lead we've got right now.
Yeah, I think we should give it a shot. Grab that right there. And just, okay, should do it. The Malagasy dwarf hippo is a forest-dwelling animal. It's out in the forest, eating grasses, eating wooded vegetation, but it has to be near water. And also, just like an African hippo, its skin chemistry is such that it has to retreat to the water during the heat of the day. And here we are, it's 9 a.m., it's already 105 degrees out before we've even started. With the trail camera keeping watch over the water, I'm heading into the forest closest to the bank.